Oh, hi there, I'm Suze. Thanks so much for coming to my channel. I'm making loads of videos about economics and that sort of stuff. And these videos about the housing market. And I was going to start in an actual market that's really windy. So I moved. I brought you to an area of London by the Thames. I'm almost in the Thames, to be honest. And this area is called Bankside. Because we're going to talk about how banks work. Bankside. So in this video, I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why house prices are high, all to do with banks and what they're doing. And I don't know if you know what banks do, but that might seem like a really obvious, easy question. It's actually not, because I used to teach economics, and most economics textbooks and courses got what banks do. I wouldn't say wrong, but they certainly sort of missed a bit, right, till recently. In fact, they missed a few bits that were really important in understanding the last financial crisis, and they're really important in understanding why house prices are so high today. So I've been a bit on edge, but the water's about to cover the steps, so I'm in a rush. Anyway, let's go. Hey, so we're around the corner from Bankside in an amazing place. I'll tell you what it is at the end. And I'm going to tell you the first reason why house prices are so high, and it's to do with banks and who they're lending to. So I'm going to demonstrate it through cake. Magic. Wow, this delicious lemon drizzle cake represents all of bank lending. Now I'm going to show you how much they lend for mortgages compared to how much they lend for businesses. I'm not sure if I should have a knife in public, sorry. So in September 2021, they lent 9 billion for mortgages, and they lent about, for small businesses, it was about roughly that much. So basically, is that clear? This much is for mortgages, and this much is for businesses. Do you want that bit? So that is a bit of a problem if our banks are lending all the money for mortgages, not for businesses. Because when banks lend money, they're kind of creating credit or debt, or creating money, you could say. And if all of that is going towards mortgages, then that actually increases the price of mortgages. Does that make sense?
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Maybe I should do it. To do it again, I've already cut the cake, which is problematic. Okay, I'll try and say it more clearly. Anyway, I'm going to demonstrate it through cake magic. Thank you, assistant, although I've already cut the cake, but it's fine, it's good to have a knife. So this cake represents, lovely lemon drizzle cake, this cake represents bank lending. Imagine that's bank lending.
Let's do it again.
Let's do it one more. So this cake represents bank lending. And I've cut it to demonstrate how much is being lent for mortgages and how much is being lent for businesses. I have a bit of an audience of small children. So basically, this is what is being lent for mortgages, and this is what's being lent for businesses, big businesses. So it's 9 billion in September 2021 and 1 billion to large businesses. To small businesses, quite a lot less than that. In fact, no net lending. They paid back more than they borrowed. So if our whole banking system is geared towards lending money for mortgages, that does increase the price of housing. And it might not be clear why exactly. I think I'll just leave it there though for this one point. Or maybe I'll explain at the end. Because that's enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I got those statistics from the Bank of England, the central bank. And a second reason why house prices are so high is loads of stuff the Bank of England's been doing and governments have been doing. So setting interest rates really, really low, which encourages borrowing, and doing stuff like quantitative easing, which they've done £895 billion worth of, which I don't know if I should explain to you what quantitative easing is. People have got very different views on it. I would just say, in summary, it's a way of stimulating the economy, some parts of the economy. One of those parts of the economy is being house prices and asset prices. It basically keeps them higher. That's another reason why house prices are high. But I want to explain it to you through cake. And I would say quantitative easing is a stimulus to the economy, like icing on a cake, really sugary icing. And people say that the problem is the icing, quantitative easing, on the cake of the economy. I'd say the problem isn't the icing. I'd say it's the economy, the cake. So if your cake needs loads of icing, Maybe there's something wrong with the cake. Look, this cake has no icing. Lovely Jamaican ginger cake. Delicious. It's so good, this cake. Now, a third reason why house prices are so high is other stuff that goes on in financial markets. For example, derivatives trading. Now, I don't know if you know what derivatives are. They're basically financial products that derive their value from something else. So, for example, let's think about cake. What a derivatives trader can do is take cake and kind of ignore it, and the people that bake it and all that stuff, and derive financial products based on cake. Now, I don't know if there are financial products based around cake. There certainly are around commodities like sugar, which is in cake. But basically how it would work is derivatives traders form financial products based around commodities or other stuff. And some stuff is based around housing or housing debt or other assets. And the people that sell these weird financial products end up getting paid more than the people that do stuff like make cake. A lot more. So those are 3 reasons why house prices are high. There are other reasons as well, but those are 3 reasons to do with finance. What are your views? I mean, it's hard for me to hear right now, but you could put them in the comments or you know, that'd be great. I could give you some cake. Do you want some cake? That's also quite hard, isn't it, through this medium. But you could also like and subscribe to my channel. That would also be great if you enjoyed this video. Now, as you might be able to tell, I'm quite new to making YouTube videos. I used to be an economist. And I found there's a lot to learn about making videos and sound quality, all that sort of stuff. Now, you might think the sound quality is quite bad because there's a helicopter above. You should see the stuff I didn't use, which is when I started filming in Brixton Market. But as a little treat, I'm going to play that for you now. Now, I'm going to play that for you, though, because I ran into someone called John Gordon. This is John. He's an absolute Brixton legend. John manages this market on a Sunday, yes, and just does tons of other stuff. He's really interesting. Gave his view on why house prices are so high. And if you can't hear it through the wind, he says it's a political decision. Can you say that on the camera? It'll be in my YouTube video. Just say, do you mind being in it?
No, of course I can.
Yeah, say that.
Yeah, property is expensive because of a political decision. That's all. It's not an economic reason.
And I kind of agree with him. There has been lots of policies that have influenced it. Although I don't know if it's a decision. I think we're kind of locked into this weird cycle of high house prices and no one could imagine getting out of it or anything different. And I think we have to start imagining things being different. And in fact, where I am now, people did imagine things being different. So I'm, by the way, in Coin Street, which is round the corner from Bankside. The Oxo Tower is there. And this is an area that was pretty derelict until the 1980s, when a group of local residents and campaigners, including someone called Bernadette Spain, who these gardens are named after, got together and decided to do something about it. And now there has been built loads of incredible award-winning housing, and it's run by 4 different housing cooperatives run by and led by people that live here. I think it's kind of amazing. Anyway, I'll show you around a bit. So I'll just kind of orientate you a little bit. The London Eye is literally just there, I don't know if you can see it through the light. And the housing's all around here. It's really amazing, and there's like a growing area here, stuff growing, you can probably see. And the Oxo Tower, as I said, is over there. I'm kind of underneath the Oxo Tower, just there. And by the way, Oxo, I didn't say, did I? The Oxo is basically, they used to make stock cubes. You probably knew that, did you? They basically used to make them, manufacture them right there. And also in front of the Barge House, which has been restored, I think, to look like that. It's like an arts place. So isn't this an amazing area, by the way? Like I'm walking up to close to where I started this video. I started this video over there on the banks of the river, which I described as Bankside, which has come to my attention that technically I was on the south bank. You might say there's no difference. That's what I'd say, no difference. Bankside, south bank, river banks, pointless banking. Bankside. Bankside starts a tiny bit further up, so there is small technicality as to this technically is an area called the South Bank. Should have known that. There is some signs that point it out, but I missed that. Because on the river banks. Bankside banks. Very, very proud of that. Got cake in my teeth. It was still funny though, wasn't it? Bankside. 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 Anyway, I'm going to go and finish the video now. We're not going to stand on the riverbanks again. Can't anyway because the tyres come up. I'd consider re-recording it if it hadn't come up. To do same joke as South Bank. But I can't because the tyres come up. So we're going to finish the video, not on the banks of the river. We're going to go and stand on some concrete. So we're going to go over there and find some concrete. Bankside. Hey, so I thought I'd just summarise. Basically, what I've said in this video is that banks create credit or debt, and a lot of the banking system is creating debt, which ends up going to buy existing homes, and if no new homes are created, then prices will go up. Now, in saying this, I'm not saying that all banking is bad, like not at all. Like around here, banking was involved, banking and finance was involved, and new homes were created, but also people that were going to live in them were involved as well. Now, in this video, I featured quite a lot of cake. You might think this is just an excuse to eat cake. No. The reason I featured cake is because I think if you go somewhere like that cake stall, you can see what's being created. They're baking up new cakes that add to people's lives. They're creating more, adding stuff. With our financial system, it's not always clear what's being created. And the last thing I want to leave you with, get you to think about if you want to think about it, is what I mentioned right at the beginning, which is what banks do. They create credit, literally. They decide what to credit, who we credit, what deserves credit. And it's actually bigger than that. It's literally what as an economy we come to trust. And it seems to me we've put a lot of trust in a very specific way of doing finance and banking. And I think maybe it's time to start branching out a little bit. You know, having more of a range, putting our trust in something else. Like, I don't know, can you think of anything? It's cake. Okay, maybe not just cake, but cake's a good place to start, right? And I just think we need more range. I'm sorry if I've concerned you by talking about finance. I'll be honest, I do get a bit concerned the more I learn about finance, but what gives me hope and inspiration is people doing things differently, people creating things from cake to the new homes that were built around here. I mean, actually, I've moved. I'm now at Bankside, a bit further down from where I was before. By the way, I'm outside Shakespeare's Globe, and you get amazing views of the City of London just over there. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. By the way, I've got another video which talks about why house prices are high. I'll link to that here, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Oh, yes. Oh, please.
No, I think we agree on a lot of stuff.
It's just we come from different angles.
Yeah.
And, yeah, oh, no, 100%.